Case studies, they're going to be the most effective marketing tool in your toolbox. Why is that? Well, let's just first explain what a case study is. A case study is a customer journey from having a problem to finding a solution to the results of that solution. So it follows a very simple story structure that is laid out quite clearly by Joseph Campbell in his Hero of a Thousand Faces, or what we call the hero's journey. What does that have to do with a case study? Well, think about it this way. In a customer success story, it's a story about your customer who is the hero who has a problem. And along his journey to find a solution for his problem, he's going to meet a guide, that's you, who may gift him a special magical weapon, your product or your service, to solve his problem. And using that product or service that you provide, he's going to slay the dragon and solve his problem. And the result of it is that he's going to reach a new level of betterness, for lack of a better word. So a case study is a story of a cause and an effect. The cause is a problem, and the effect is how the problem was solved and why is it better that the problem is solved. And why is that then more effective than, say, a testimonial, which is basically a rah-rah of your company doing something good for someone else? Well, the case study knocks down a lot more objections, buying objections of your customers. Why is that? Because by laying out a story, it hits several objection points, buying objections from potential customers. It talks about what were the setbacks and successes that your hero, your customer, found while using the product. And they're usually the same problems or same questions that your potential customers will probably have or may find themselves in if they're going to use your product. So it knocks down a lot more objections along the way. And because it shows success, and not just success, but also the results of the success, we're talking about showing tangible benefits to your potential customers when your product is used. And the third thing that makes case studies so effective is that when you have a fully formed story, it can easily be broken down into several parts. Within the case study, you can actually find a testimonial that you can use as a testimony by itself. You can also find possibly a product video, because your customer is talking about your product and how it's helped them to solve their problem, hence a product video. Sometimes there's also an explainer video within a case study, whereby your customer is explaining why your product or your service is better than a competitor's one that they have tried before. So within a case study video, you can actually pull out several different shorter snippets of stories that you can use in various other channels, say an email channel or even a social media channel. And all these can be repackaged in various ways. But by far the most powerful thing a case study has on why it can make the most effective marketing tool is because it can quite easily be A/B tested. When you film a case study, you're not just filming one story. Yes, there's one story, but it has multiple ways of telling that same story. So if you want to know how effective your video is, you're going to have to test it. So by creating one version of a story, testing it to see how far your audiences have been retained in watching the video, you know what is working and what is not. And then tweaking it, because you have all the footage and the content anyway, tweaking it to hone the message of your case study. You can then find the sweet spot that hits as many of your target potential customers as possible with not having to create multiple videos all the time. With that one case study, you can tweak it and make it better over time, over a year, in fact, several years, to make sure that the story works well for your potential customers. And that's why the three things that make case studies the most powerful tool. One is that it breaks down a lot of objections for your potential customer. Two, it also allows you to break down a full story into little parts that you can pull out of it to put into various distribution channels, social media, email, whatever. And three, it can be tweaked over and over again to hone in the message so that you get the perfect story that your audience relates to and engages with, and they will pick up the phone to give you a call. And that's why case studies I would say, is the most powerful tool you have in your marketing toolbox.